Today I'm going to show you how you can make a D&B bootleg of any song. Alright, so the song we're going to be bootlegging today, I was originally going to do something from scratch, but it didn't end up working out while I was recording, so I scrapped that and just used one of my latest bootleg, which you can now find on SoundCloud. It is a bootleg of Sub Focus's track Elevate. Obviously I will not be playing the original, and probably not the lyrics either. I will link the original down below so you get an idea what that sounds like. Alright, so as you can see, I am really organized, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Everything track 20 and track 23 they have nothing in them, but everything else has something in it. I'm pretty sure it's accurate to what it says, so that's why I wanted to do the tutorial with this track. But first step, go up here. I will unmute, but it works with muted too. Go up here in FL Studio and click this. If you have another song that is not drum and bass or is like house, trance, speed garage, anything, click detect tempo. If you don't know what the tempo is, you can use this for anything. I even used it. It will tell you what the tempo is, so you have to select what you think it's between. And if you click fit to tempo, it brings up the same screen, but this time whatever you choose, it will fit it to that BPM. So I will not be playing this track. Instead, I will tell you what I did to get the lyrics for this. So what you need to do is you need to click that audio clip, and you're going to click extract stems from sample. In this case, all I did was the vocals. I did have the instruments, but I didn't want to use them. We'll just play the final as an instrumental. But yeah, if you want to check the track out and download it, you have to go on SoundCloud. We're going to go in order of what I did. So here's the intro. Intro is basically all this. Let's mute the vocals. Intro is just different from the original Elevate. So that would be the first 8 bars of the intro, and then we get into pretty much the actual intro. I'll break down all the sounds and samples I used in this. So first we have a respace that is the same notes across. That's E, G, B, D, oops, D. And then what I did is I put a filter on it. So without that filter, it wouldn't start rising. You see what the filter does, and I will go into detail what that filter does. I'll show you how I process this too. It's a low pass filter, some resonance on it, and then the cutoff starts down here, and then it continues to go up. So that's the respace. Then we have the hi-hats, which are pretty simple. All it is they are splice samples. It's a simple closed hi-hat, and I'm pretty sure I named the majority. No, I did not name the majority of this stuff. I thought I did. But it's a closed hi-hat. This is called the preset and flex, which is a plugin in FL Studio. Mosquito reminds me of mosquito with reverb. Then we have our crash hats. I call them crash hats, but I'm pretty sure they're just, it's a mix of impacts, and then there's crashes there, which would more be rides. I think they're supposed to be rides, but I left the impacts on this channel. And the sub bass, which is what you really want. Oh yeah, we have risers, impacts, etc. over here, or risers and downlifters, something like this. And that goes every 16 bars maybe. Depends. It just depends whenever I wanted to transition cleaner. Then we have an impact here. Surprisingly, that's the only impact. Never mind, it's the same impact. Oh, you know what? Let's move these impacts down here. This will make more sense. That's why they were like that. Okay, there you go. Much cleaner. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, there's nothing else. So then we get into the build, and the respace is there, but it's at max filter. That's a deadly respace. And then we have the hi-hats. But they're going faster, and I just realized it starts over here. Same thing though, so that's fine. The kick is going like this. We have the sub bass that is the same notes as respace, and then the crash and impact. And then when we get into the build, it sounds like this. So that is the build up. This part of the build up, same things, and the only thing that's different is the pad from the intro is at that point. The pad from the intro is there, it's placed right there. And then at this piece where it really starts building up, everything is there except for the pad. The kicks start playing in the 4/4 motion. We also have this like these toms playing, so it's like right before the drop. We got some cool oomph to it. I don't really know. The only thing that's different is we have a chug bass now. I am pretty sure I made this, and yes I did. Also, the preset and flex literally is called Dystopian Lead, but the only thing that's different from the original track and the build-up right here is how the respace on this last note, it keeps repeating across here. And that's what I wanted to do for this bootleg. I wanted it to be like a little bit unique, and that was how we were gonna go into the drop. Does it with the sub bass too, and then we have a riser. A kick. Here's the toms. Alright, and we are on to the biggest part of this song, or bootleg I should say. So that's the first half of the drop. The kick has a simple 2-step pattern. And then we got the hi-hats. Big part is the snare, and how I made this snare was the big thing was putting transient processor. That's supposed to help the peaks out. So that is the drums in the drop. The chug bass, it's just E, and then it goes down to D. I decided to put this acid bass. This is where I started getting creative. We have a squelch. This is the first squelch. Actually, I'll just play all of them. So here's the first squelch. That plays after this one. That one was very nice. And this is all of them together. Include the acid, I counted that. If I'm correct. That is everything. Oh yeah. Sub plays the exact same notes as chug bass and respace. Respace also plays the same notes. All basses in here play the same notes. Alright, real quick, I'm just gonna consolidate this lead. This is glitching the sound. This is actually glitching the project entirely. I had consolidated the lead because it was making the project glitch basically. Alright, I have fixed that. There is now a sidechain on the lead that is now turned into audio, and it sounds like this. Drums are the same, but we added these to the hi-hats. The only thing, okay, actually, the only other thing that's different in here, if I'm correct, yes, I'm correct, is the lead. More of an arpeggiator. So, what's different now, as you might have noticed, the re-space notes and all of the bass notes, including the chug and the sub, are E, G, B, and D, because that's what Elevate normally played. So that's what I wanted to do for the second half, but because the shuffles in the different parts, I call this the third half. And the sub doing the exact same thing as well. The drums are the same. Now what's different also is that the only squelch that's playing is squelch 3, so that'd be this one. Now, when you get into the fourth part, on the last part of the drop, it sounds like this. The only thing that has changed there was the same as the second part. There's the shuffle and there are impacts that start coming in too. And that's pretty much the second drop. And then we get into the breakdown. So essentially copied over the intro, specifically this part of the intro, into the breakdown. But what I wanted to do is get rid of the filter and just leave the amount of filter that was already on the re-space when it was in the drop. Kick is the same, hi-hats are the same, and then you get to the, actually I'm not even gonna break this part down, but what I will say is this part right here, the only part that's different for this second build up is that the kick is not 4/4, it's going 1 and 3, and then repeats. And everything else is the same, so we don't need to talk about that. The second drop is the same thing. I don't notice any difference. Yeah, I think all I did was copy it over because I thought it was pretty good. And the only other thing is the outro. So what we did there, so what I did there is this. That is pretty much how I made this bootleg. So if you want to check the bootleg out, go on SoundCloud. I'll link the track I'll link the original and the bootleg in the description. But here's a screenshot of what it looks like too. Alright, I hope this video was very helpful to you. Stay tuned because I may make a video on how to make D&B like me.